Guardsman Tills breathed out slowly as he looked through the shimmering void shields at the gathering forces of the Xenos. Eerie green light shone from every one of the metal beings that now besieged the Androcles bulwark. They were gathering for the final push, arraying their abominable Gauss weaponry to tear through the ancient void shields that protected the fortress. He sniffed the air, and grimaced at the smell of ozone that seemed to permanently hover around these creatures. He wore no readable expression on his haggard face. Tills was not the brash young man he was at the start of the campaign. He hadn't been completely naive. He had known better than to believe everything in the propaganda. But he still set forth with notions of heroism and bravery carrying the day. It had become abundantly clear to him that such concepts meant nothing in the face of such overwhelming power. Does bravery make a shot more accurate? Does it make artillery more powerful? Does it shield you from these terrible weapons? There were no glorious last stands. Every man Tills had seen stand their ground against these creatures was cut down cruelly and without ceremony. Where was the glory in being slaughtered like cattle? Tills held nothing in his heart, only the knowledge that these Xenos would eventually break through, and everyone in the bulwark would be killed. So why did he stand in the fortress's defense? Why not flee? Why not hide? Truth is, Tills had done enough running and hiding. Living as a coward, hungry and thirsty, waiting for the enemy to find him, held no appeal. He might as well die here fighting on a full stomach with his brothers and sisters standing beside him. At least he knew the end was coming. And soon it would be over. The immense monolith silently glided towards the bulwark as the artillery of the fort began their thunderous rain. Armored vehicles trundled this way and that, preparing for the assault, getting into position to make sure the enemy paid dearly for every inch they took. They looked like columns of little ants from Tills' position high on the battlements. Honestly, he wished he could be on the front lines. But Tills' fatalistic attitude was thought to be bad for morale, so he was stationed farther from the initial fighting. As Guardsman Tills was contemplating how long he had before the enemy would break through the other defenses and reach his position, he suddenly heard a loud, grinding sound behind him that sent tremors through the earth. The doors of the great cavernous hangars began to stir. Tills had no idea what lay inside. Suddenly, the guardsman could hear cheers rising up from the men around him. Within a few moments, he could see why. There was no vessel. Instead, Tills beheld nothing less than the stuff of legends. The god machines. Titans. Sky-scraping behemoths with weaponry that could melt through any army or armored column in an instant. The earth shook with each step they took, their great war horns heralding their approach. They were of varying size and appearance, but the greatest among them stood eye to eye with Tills atop his bastion, with their great Gothic towers stretching to the sky. Tills felt his dead heart stir. Truly these were the avatars of the Emperor, and they wielded power without measure. Guardsman Tills turned to face the encroaching enemy. Their green lances of light were already striking against the void shields of the Androcles bulwark. He felt comfort. If he was to die today, at least he would die among heroes. That was something, at the very least.
The Titans have been unleashed, my lord.
Good. Let us hope it's enough to hit back against their advance. Maybe we could even drive forward enough and retake some of our fortifications along the eastern continental ridge. The noose may be around our necks, but I intend to cut through the rope if I can.
Yes, Lord General.
I assume there has still been no response to our distress signal.
Not as of yesterday when I last checked.
Well, as there might not be a tomorrow, you might as well check it once more, Peleus.
Yes, Lord General. My lord?
Don't play games with me, Peleus. We've heard nothing since the Xenos did whatever they did to silence our astropaths.
My lord, this is no jest. We have something. It's a recorded message. It's not a Vox transmission.
Play the message then, damn you!
Yes, Lord General.
Greetings, Lord General Achilleus. This is Inquisitor Saul, Ordo Xenos. This message is being sent to you via a cloaked probe drone that I have sent into the Naucratis system. I have become aware of your situation. Unfortunately, due to a variety of considerations, there are no reinforcements available to assist you. However, the resources of the Naucratis system cannot be allowed to fall into the hands of the Xenos. Along with this message, I have sent a set of instructions. Assuming you are still alive when you receive this, and you still hold the Androcles bulwark, you will need to send whatever tech priests you have available to activate an ancient archaeotech device in the catacombs of the fortress. Instructions on how to operate this device are included with this recording. The aforementioned device will detonate a series of powerful nuclear weapons, causing massive tectonic activity. With any luck, this will render Naucratis a molten sphere. These are your final orders, Lord General. Failure is unacceptable, and you will forever be damned in the eyes of the Imperium should you fail. The Emperor protects.
He does he? Peleus, contact whatever priests you can find. Let's end this.
No man do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to this episode of The Price of Eternity. If you enjoyed what you heard, please leave a like and a comment so that when you're in the most dire of situations, Titans will suddenly show up to help you, and reinforcements will actually show up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so in order to hear more stories about giant robots fighting smaller robots. If you would like to support me, you can do so via Patreon or PayPal, or you can visit my Teespring. Those will be linked down below. And if you have absolutely no idea what's going on, you can click on the Price of Eternity playlist, which should be appearing on screen right now. Thank you all once again for listening. No Man out.